Hey, Hesbos. Welcome to Hesby Street. Thanks for listening. Do us a favor and do more for us. Follow us on Instagram at Hesby Street Pod. YouTube. We're over 200,000 subscribers. Inexplicably.
Excuse me. Explicably.
You could also listen to an extra episode every Friday on Patreon. Patreon.com/Hesby Street. The calendars are now on sale. We have the 2022 Hesby Street calendars. We only ordered a certain amount, and I have insisted we do not print more. So if you want them, get them. I believe that's all. Let's start the ep.
Did you mention our Patreon?
I did.
Okay, cool. I blacked out.
Yeah.
I picture months from the calendar, and I start just laughing so hard.
I don't know if I explained how to buy the calendar. Go to our it's not easy.
Why not?
You have to go to hesbystreetpod.com, then click calendar.
That's easy.
Yeah, but if you click store, it's not at the store. That's the tricky part.
That is tricky.
Because the store is a website that...
It's a whole nother thing.
It's a whole nother thing, the calendar. And then you might read the word calendar and think, well, that must be their live dates. No, if you want our live dates, you click live dates.
Wait, you put live dates? Just do...
live shows, maybe.
Live shows.
I think it's live shows.
Okay.
And then calendar is just the calendar that you can purchase. Mm-hmm. And...
GoDaddy, they're just sitting back and cracking up at our fucking layout.
Dude, GoDaddy can't. Oh, no, we're on Squarespace.
Yeah, but don't they have the domain. They're like, yeah. I think you got to buy the words.
No, we're Squarespace.
The
dude.
URL comes from Squarespace.
You know what? Whoever decides to buy ads, we'll just say that's our website. So right now we're a free agent. Don't worry about who our host is.
We haven't signed, but I'll tell you this. We have a favorite hot sauce, and we will be in contact. And also, I need to shave my pubes pretty soon.
Just saying.
Just
if there's anyone out there.
Anyone out there who
and
will
also,
not cut my balls.
You know something else? We have to ship these calendars. So if there's any websites that we can get postage from.
That's a good one. Mm-hmm. And also shipping companies. Ground, air. What could a certain color do for us?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
That's a great question. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Okay. Anyways, hesbystreetpod@gmail.com is where you can inquire about future sponsorship deals. It's getting to that point where like people, I think there was like a couple people were like, well, you know, I'll throw you like $50. You could do an ad for us. And now it's like, that ain't enough, dog.
Yeah, you can't afford us.
You can't afford us no more.
Right.
We were like, it's not worth it.
Nice to meet you, Bill and Melinda. Good luck with the foundation. 200,000 on YouTube.
The plaque arrives tomorrow.
Dude,
I'm going to sleep with it. First night.
You're going to cuddle
I'm going to cuddle with the plaque.
Don't.
Check it out, dude.
It's going to be all steamy.
Yeah.
And then like fingerprints on it.
When we do the unboxing video, you're going to be like, why is this box duct taped? Be like, don't worry about it. Why is this box ripped open and clearly reassembled? Don't worry about it.
I went to the Hollywood Improv mic last night.
Oh, on Melrose.
Saddest thing I saw was a guy shouting his YouTube channel at the end of his 3-minute set.
Oof.
What's wrong with us, man? This industry, it like fucks with our brains a little bit, you know?
What was it? Let's give him a shout
I
out.
don't remember. It was like weird letters. You know, it was like HOB, like HOBLGX or something. Like he was maybe an insane person. I don't know. He said he was a college professor, which, yeah, I don't know. Very charismatic,
There's
just no
insane
material.
College professors.
Yeah. But I just feel like this game has messed with our heads, you know. We want people to just watch our videos. Like I was stoked when we hit so many subscribers and so many views. Mm-hmm. And then a friend sent me a video, said, check out this guy who leapt thousands of feet to his death. This video's crazy. And then I click on the video, I'm like, that's horrible. 10 million views? 95% likes?
Oh my God, that guy's destroying us.
Dude, this guy.
I hate that guy.
The internet's like, you want our love and affection? Kill yourself.
Jump off this thing. Jump off this thing. You don't have to die.
It was a squirrel suit thing.
Oof. Those are
You
scary.
couldn't see anything, but you just hear the death.
I'm surprised that didn't get like flagged or taken down.
It was one of those like sensitive material. Are you sure you want to watch this?
So you don't see him. How do you? So is he hooked up to a mic?
He makes
like
he
GoPro?
Sets his GoPro on like the top of the mountain and then zips up his squirrel suit. Like, all right, here we go. And then it's just like wind rushing like in his suit. You can't even see it. It's like facing the pocket lining.
Right.
And then you just hear like the wind stops and it's just like, and then he's dead. It was like almost 6,000 feet.
Fuck.
And then I just couldn't help but think, we'll never get this many likes. We have to accept that truth.
But you know what sucks is that there's
it's
videos.
The likes that bother me.
There's videos with more likes that are like just a puppy eating a yogurt canister. We're like, that guy gave his life.
That's true. That's true.
Dude, I watched this documentary about a guy. He did squirrel suits. I think he actually died base jumping. I think it was called like his name was like, I hate that I'm gonna get it wrong, but it was a funny name. It was like Shane McClonky and the McConkey. You haven't seen this documentary, right? It's fascinating, man. Just like he knew he was gonna, like he had a daughter and a wife, and he's like, I'm probably gonna die because like he was like constantly. It was his career. Like he was making documentary films of just like shit he was doing.
Yeah.
And then I also kind of feel like they did the thing where, you know, somebody, I don't know if it was his wife or somebody, was like, I had a bad feeling about this trip. And I'm like, you just say that every trip? Do you say that every trip?
Right. It's a safe bet.
Yeah.
That bad feeling is like
well, he's
gonna
jumping
hit.
out of a plane,
right?
And he's supposed to land on the top of Mount whatever.
She's like, today feels weird.
Today feels weird.
Yeah, and you're like, no, you don't get to.
Yeah.
You don't get to be right miraculously about your man jumping out of a plane.
Right.
I did see a Mavericks one. These thrill chaser things are so weird to me because they're like, I love my family and I don't know what I would do without them.
Right.
And I'm like, I'll tell you exactly what you're doing without them.
Yeah,
you're trying to ride the
free soloing up El Capitan, you fucking crazy person.
There isn't a fucking fan base. I mean, like, there is. It's fascinating to watch, but so was that guy that went and lived with bears that didn't know anything. You know, like, and he didn't have a family. You're like, yeah, go pretend these wild
No, he
bears.
had a girlfriend.
Yeah, but come on, dude.
She knew what this was.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
There was a guy that surfed Mavericks. I did see a documentary on him, and his like eardrum blew up, and he had to spend like 3 years rehabbing his skull.
Right.
And then he just gets back out there, and he's like, "Man, I was under, and I didn't know which way it was up. I thought it was over for a second." I'm like, "It's always over. Every time you go out there, your life is over."
Yeah.
So do you want to be like? I can't imagine being like the significant other. I would just be at home, like, I'm pretty sure they hate me. You know, like.
Well, that's. I mean, they talk. Did you see Free Solo?
I did see Free Solo.
I mean, that is interesting, his relationship with that woman. I think they've been married since.
Yeah, but
and how it's just like, I don't know, maybe there's something healthy to it where it's just like, I love you, but you're not the most important thing in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there is something beautiful about Bill Burr. I saw him at the Virgil at Hot Tub. This like stand-up comedy show that's not really like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's like more alty, I guess.
Yeah, it's an incredibly popular show, but yeah.
Yeah, but Bill Burr went out there and did this bit on Free Solo that destroyed me about just this guy. Basically, the idea of the bit is this guy is just focused on this, on this task.
Yeah.
And this girl's like, I love him. I'm like, help me pick out an apartment. And he's like, I don't know. I'm just going to sleep like a dog in the corner of a fucking furnitureless room and do finger push-ups. I'm eating with a spatula.
Right, he's eating like this gray mush. He's like, I found out that this is like the best nutrients. Tastes terrible.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's like, what? But it's like, yeah, when it takes that much adrenaline to make you feel like happy, how can you ever feel as that person's romantic partner that they love you?
Right, or like, why would you think this is the life they need? Like,
right.
Like his whole angle was like, stop domesticating greatness. And he went to like the animal kingdom,
right?
And was talking like when cheetahs fuck or like lions fuck, it's like they go up and they fight for like 30 seconds, like and they fuck and they go on with their lives individually. He's like, that's how greatness needs to be treated.
Yeah.
Like, stop domesticating it.
That is a weird idea. Because but that also feels like we're enabling shitty people. You know, that's like, then we start letting Kanye's of the world be the Kanye's of the world. Where it's just like, he's a genius, man. He can be insane.
I mean, that's a different thing. That's a different thing because being a partner with Kanye, it's like, no one's getting in the way of that. Go for it.
All right.
You think you can do this? Go for it.
Fair enough.
I might. My plumber might walk in at any minute.
What's wrong with your plumbing?
I got my shower head. I don't know if there's like a leak in the piping, but there's like air getting in, and it just, the water pressure is so low, and then it's like
sputtering.
It just feels like someone's spitting on me.
That's kind of hot.
It's a weird way to find out you're into that. I'm expecting my plumber to come in like, you need me to fix this. I'm like, actually, no.
I just picture Elizabeth being like, did the plumber come? Yeah, but we need to talk.
Yeah. So the shower will no longer spit on me.
Yeah. So
and here's where I need a partner out of you.
This is where I need to know that you trust me.
Yeah. Hear me out. It's going to be crazy. She's like, you want me to spit on you?
Yeah. She's like, yeah, I know. You've been talking in your sleep
about the shower head.
Yeah. We have the plumber was at our house today too, man. We're on similar frequencies.
Invest in plumbing, you guys. There's a shift in the tides. This is a financial advising podcast.
Dude, did you see the dude fire 900 people over Zoom?
No.
So, better.com, like a real estate thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting maybe more flack than he deserves. Cause like, you know,
how do you fire
people well? But so he fires them over. But the funniest part about it is he just goes, you know, he's just kind of talking about how it's like bad or whatever. And he's like, and so we have to lay off 15% of the workforce. And if you're on this Zoom call, that's you.
Wow.
And it was just, it was uncomfortable and bitter. But then he's getting a lot of shit because then shortly after he was like, it was their fault. They weren't working hard enough. Like that was how he got the bad press because it was a Zoom call.
And then he was a shithead after that.
Where it was like, they deserved it. And it was rough because they also just got like $1 billion in cash.
Oh my god.
From like a new investor. So it's like, and then, you know, Christmas is around the corner.
Yeah.
So there's that angle too.
Right. You're not getting your bonuses.
But man.
The Griswold bonus.
Yeah.
You know what would have been even funnier if right after that he goes, so we do have a corporate comedy show coming up. If you guys want to stay on, we didn't want to send you home with nothing.
And
how about a barrel of laughs?
Yeah. We have the Hesby Street comics. If you for some reason aren't being fired, we actually have Kevin Hart.
I was going to say, like, if you guys, and then we come on, we're like, if you guys want to donate to our show.
Just Venmo us at Torio.
People are like, fuck you, you piece of shit. Here's 1 penny.
Yeah. We're just doing jokes about being unemployed. I didn't know that this was. Well, I would
picture you as a comic going, you guys, I promise you, unemployment, not so bad.
I think I might have talked about this, but I did a show at LinkedIn, and it was for their internship program. And so it was like, I was doing a show at the LinkedIn headquarters, and which is a funny thing in and of itself because you have to sign an NDA just to enter. And I'm like, I mean, you bring in a comedian, I'm going to talk all about it. I'm probably not allowed to do this.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Like, they were like, you can't talk about, like, I skimmed it, but it was like, don't talk about anything that happens here. I'm like, what happens here?
Oh, that's so scary.
And, but so like, as I'm, you know, you're doing crowd work because it's a private gig.
Yeah.
And, I'm finding out that it's the last day of the internship program, and it's everyone sitting with their mentor. So it's like interns and mentors. And I'm like, okay. So like, you know, it's like 1:00, and I'm like slowly finding out more and more that like after this comedy show, they're finding out if they're staying on, if they're getting offered, you know, like a certain percentage of the interns get hired, full-time positions. Yeah. And I'm just like, this is bleak, man. Yeah. But at least they did the comedy show before.
Yeah.
They would never ask people to stick around, I guess.
Right. Hold them hostage over the finding out.
It's also like the community in me wants me to be like, well, well, your mentor's right there. Like, you think he's gonna make it, or?
Okay.
Yeah, fun. This is so fun. Next joke.
What do you make after taxes? That was a Matt Lee bit.
Yeah. I want the net, not the gross. Anyways, private gigs, huh?
Private gigs. The best, where comedy is truly born.
That's why I got into comedy.
Yeah, me too.
Private comedy.
I don't like these public gigs.
No, I hate it. I want everyone to know each other.
Yep.
I want them to not know comedy's happening.
Yep. And I want them to expect most of my material to be about inside jokes about their lives.
That's what happened. So I guess I'll talk about it on the Patreon episode.
Okay.
Because we talked about it a few weeks ago, but I went up into that private gig this weekend, and the lady that booked me for it was like, come to her Airbnb for her and her family and friends. Yeah. And then we get there, and she was
and Orion.
Me and I brought an opener, and she was like, nobody knows comedy's. I didn't even told them. They don't know what you do.
Oh, fun!
Like, well, thank goodness. And I just see one lady just like, I hope he's a stripper. Just like, good.
She's like, oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then you pull out a microphone. She's like, oh, no.
Oh, God. Yeah. So I'll get into all the details of that weirdness.
Ooh, you hear that, regular fans of the pod? A few shekels could get you this juicy, juicy story. Is it juicy? Be completely
honest. I think it's entertaining.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's not scandalous.
Okay.
Nothing crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
No infidelity. Some. Okay. Hesitation. Hesitation is everything. Get to the Patreon.
Let's just say, man, that I was in the woods and I got paid to be there, and I earned my keep.
Yeah, no one ever thought that signing up to be a comedian would involve getting paid to be in the woods.
No, I was also thinking this was like like my privilege really, like I was like, I really only a white guy can take this gig. Like after I was driving into the middle of the woods and like you're putting in codes to get through gates, you're going by like it's in Fort Bragg.
It's like Get Out.
Yeah, it's very Get Out vibe.
That's funny.
Where it was like I should be scarier than I am.
Uh-huh.
Even me.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine being a woman being like,
oh my God.
I'm here for the show.
Yeah, right. Should I hold my purse on stage?
Yeah.
Women and their purses. Finally, we're getting to it.
Because they always be shopping.
What up with that?
They need their purses.
What up with that? I think, we have Christmas around the corner. Great time to get the calendar. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm not going to revisit it. It's a perfect stocking stuffer.
It is a perfect stocking or bigger.
Yeah.
I think it stands alone as its own gift.
I could easily see, and I'm not even stretching the imagination, a kid running up to the Christmas tree on Christmas morning, and all that's under there is the calendar.
And he says, this is just what I wanted.
And he says, this is a Christmas miracle. And it's not even wrapped. And he goes, perfect. I couldn't handle the heartache of a few seconds of not knowing what was in there.
I think that you were telling the truth when you said you weren't exaggerating.
I'm not exaggerating in the slightest.
Yeah. And I feel like because we're only printing so many, I feel like I don't know how NFTs work.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make this an NFT.
One of them's got to be an NFT.
Yeah. Each photo's going to become an NFT.
I think that's how it works, yeah.
If you get a calendar, you can call it an NFT if you want. And I think that's how it works.
Yeah. It's not very fungible. I wouldn't say it's entirely non-fungible.
I'd say it's non-fungible.
Okay.
Yeah.
My favorite visuals is when we first put out the pre-orders and there was that split second of you go after a few people ordered, you went, thank God, my biggest fear for some reason. He said my biggest fear for some reason is lying down in bed next to a stack of shirtless calendars.
Yeah, it's such a lose-lose for me because it's either everyone buys them or no one buys them. It's lose.
And you just have this box and people go, what are these? Why does it say 2022?
It's not.
It's an old thing.
It was a inside.
I would just say fantasy football. Yeah. If there's ever anything embarrassing, you just say it's fantasy football.
Fantasy football, yeah. Well, I've been kind of hanging out, or I was hanging out with this lady, and I was like, would it be weird if I had a shirtless calendar? you know? Mm-hmm. She was like, what?
No sort of
Then I explained it to her. I was like, for the podcast, I lost a bet. And her replies was just like, guys are silly.
Yeah.
Guys are weird.
Guys are silly.
Mm-hmm.
We do wars.
We do wars.
We are wackadoos.
And a lot of those wars probably started over a bet that the person didn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Rather than have a war with you, I swallowed my pride and made the calendar.
Well, Troy was over a woman.
Yep. But like banging. You talking about Helen?
Is Helen of Troy? Is that who it was?
Mm-hmm.
So some historian I saw recently said that actually there's no real hard evidence that war ever happened. And I just feel like the whole world is like, fuck you, dude. Go die. You party pooper.
Yeah, right.
They were in that horse. They were in that horse. And everyone thought it was a gift.
I could picture, it'd be funny though if they were just gaslighting Helen.
Right.
Like, no, we had a war over you. And she's like, I don't remember that. Like, I love you, babe. I had a whole war. I went all the way to Troy.
You're acting nuts.
You're acting nuts right
People
now.
died.
So many people died. And she's just like, I don't remember any of that.
Because of that broke up?
She's like, you're not the emperor. You're a cobbler. And he's just like,
it could have.
I was emperor.
It could have been another way.
Yeah, it was. God,
I sacrificed so much for this relationship.
You're being crazy, Helen of Troy.
Helen of Troy. It's a great last name.
Yeah, it's not as good as mine. I'm Torio of Rancho Bernardo. It's just not as good.
Well, I am. Van Grol is a fun one because
of Grol. Yeah,
that is true of Grol.
Mm-hmm.
I love that last names are like I have a problem with remembering first names when they're like regular names.
Dude, totally.
Like any of the apostles, like Peter, Paul, Luke, John. Matthew.
So you're not saying when you meet a person, you're saying like first names.
No. I mean like if you have like if I meet someone with an apostle
if you have a generic name.
Yeah, anyone with a generic name, first name goes out the door, but for whatever reason, last names stick with me.
Yeah, I think that's common with me too.
Okay, I think it's because they're more unique.
Mm-hmm.
So but then when I run into someone that I forget their first name and I remember their last name, my favorite trick is I'll say Mr. last name.
Right.
And they think I respect them.
Right.
Instead of half forget them.
Like, wow, this guy is... Wow,
I don't know. I left such an impression on Zack. And I'm like, all right, later, Torio. Mr. Niedermeyer.
I just met... So we just had neighbors move in next door. There's 3 of them. And I only met one of them by name. And I think her name was Avi or Ava or, I can't remember. So I don't talk to her. I only talk to the other chick.
Like, I think he hates me.
He hates me. Like, our relationship's over.
Right.
I don't want to, I forgot your name.
Yeah.
And
sorry. So you're walking out of your house and you see her.
Hello. I go, hey, man.
And it's a woman.
Dude? And then I see her and I go,
I go, there she is. And then I go, who?
There's my they. I don't know how she, I don't want to be weird.
Right. There we are.
There we are is.
I go, there she is. And then if she laughs, I go, seriously. Who is she? And she's like, what?
And then when she says her name, I'll be like, I know your name, but who are you? I want to get to know you.
Right. Who deep down, who is...
You just damn it. You just said it. I forget it already. Anyways, I'll just wait till you move out.
Write it down.
Yeah.
Just write it down somewhere.
Preferably on your person.
On you.
If you could just write it. Tattoo?
Yeah.
Henna. Give me 2 months with it.
I just see you walking out as the tattoo's fading. You're like, we're getting there. It's in the brain. It's in the noggin.
And you lean in.
Yeah.
Like, Erica. Yeah.
And I knew it. And I knew it.
Knew that.
I knew it was either Erica.
As soon as I said it, it felt right.
But also, like, fuck people that are mad at, like, you forgetting their name. Forget my name all you want.
No, I do.
You're that?
It's a one-way street with me, man.
We're divided on that because there are so many things we have to remember.
I know, it's crazy.
Bank account numbers,
It's
social
really,
security
you know
numbers.
It's not people. It's just comedians that I'm on a show with.
Okay, I'm with you there.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. Still, someone came up to me last night and was like, "Hey, Zach, good to see you again." And I didn't recognize him at all. But it's like been a pandemic, of like not going out to mics and shows.
And you've fallen off scooters.
Dude, yeah, things have gotten shaken loose. There are some names that came out of the old ear hole. I feel terrible about that.
I feel bad about it too.
I need to get better at, but also feeling bad makes it more uncomfortable.
Well, the thing,
like if you're just forever like requiring to be in their good graces again, they're like, "Fuck you, man."
The thing, maybe we've talked about this, but like when I meet someone, I'm not thinking about their name because I'm so anxious about just the act of meeting someone.
Yeah,
I got to shake their hand right. I got to make eye contact. I got to say my name right.
And that whole you have
Torio's hard, man. It's 3 syllables.
Yeah.
People don't realize. They think my name's short, but there's a lot of mouth feels going on.
And there are thoughts along with it. So as it's coming out of your mouth, you're going, what is that? Like, what were mom and dad thinking? And then they've already said their name.
And you're picking up on their social cues.
Yeah.
Are they interested in me? Not even in like, am I going to sleep with them way, but it's like, do they hate me?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Are we going to be friends?
Right.
How, am I cool right now? Oh my God, am I cool right now?
That's the funniest one to me is am I meeting someone and going like, are we going to be friends? And then I go, enemies. You haven't even heard their first name yet, and you're like,
enemy.
I'm going to swear death upon you.
I want nothing
with my last breath.
If I figure out manifesting, it's going to be bad for you.
Yeah. I love, am I cool now? Also, that's a good one that you're going through when you meet people. Yeah. Holy shit, I'm fucking cool.
Yeah.
Oh, they're done talking.
It's my turn to talk. What were they talking about?
What would cool Torio think right now?
Oh, man, don't bring up the weather. Cold out. Yeah. Cold out.
All right,
cold.
Cool Torio. Coolest thing you can say. What would you
I got to be cool right now? I go weird.
I'd go, you want to see my bow and arrow?
Did you know that Mario's full name's Mario?
They're like, this guy's pretty cool.
I never thought about it like that. You're right, though, because Mario Brothers.
It'd be so funny if you said the Mario fact, and they went, dude, you're cool. And you go, it's working. They go, is his handler here? You're such a cool guy, though.
Like a chaperone?
Mr. Cool Man. So I think he made a boo-boo.
I also like Mario Kart.
Yeah, I got to get better at remembering people's names. I think that's going to be my New Year's resolution. It's reasonable.
Okay, attainable.
Yeah, and I'm starting, by the way, now.
And that is important because 2022, we got to stop putting so much on years. Really go in low expectations.
Well, so that is why I agree with you.
You know what I mean? Like, don't be ripping into years anymore.
No.
Like, this is my year.
No. Yes.
Just get in and get out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I think we've been hurt too much.
Yes,
as a
that's
world.
what I'm saying. Stop putting 2021's going to save us from 2020. No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Just get in.
Right. I'm like a seasoned
head down,
hooker.
Run through hell, get to 2023.
I'm a seasoned hooker. I'm like, money up front, get in here. You get to party for 20 or until you're done.
Yes. That's exactly how I picture 2022. Just feel like we can all just have fun if you just follow the rules.
Right.
And don't expect a lot.
Hey, 2022. Right? No kissing on the mouth. So,
you have resolutions lined up?
So
remember people's names.
My resolution will probably be like remembers people's names. I mean, physical fitness, I feel like is always a standard one, and especially since it's the weight loss challenge, we've undone all the good.
All of it.
But I like to start now. Like it's December. When's this episode dropping? Like
a couple days. So December 8th-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart because then January 1st, you're at the gym and you're like, look at all these fucking newbies. I've been here for 3 weeks.
Yes. and then you go a few weeks past that, and you get to give up early.
Yes, you get to give up early.
and you're the cool kid in high school.
You're like, I don't need this.
I go, you kids still got hope? That's cool. I remember hope. And then I passed my cigarette.
That's smart because then you're canceling your gym membership. You don't have to pay for February.
No, exactly.
You're canceling before Feb 1st.
Right.
Yep. You're
and
saving
I'm in the
money.
parking lot and I'm smoking and I go, I remember when I used to believe in something. And I pass it and I go, heroin?
Can you smoke heroin?
I think so. I go, salvia? I jump through like a car window. What is salvia? Why? Why is salvia?
Why is salvia?
Have you seen salvia videos?
No, but Ben Colino would do a joke about it.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's
He had a great joke about it.
Still does.
Oh, he still
Ben
does.
hasn't passed on yet.
Okay.
Any day now, unfortunately.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for you, Ben. So funny.
I saw his dick through his underwear last night on Instagram. He did that on stage at the Punchline.
I saw that he was in his underwear at Punchline, but you're saying it came out?
No. I could see the outline.
Oh, the outline.
Yeah.
That's
I believe
not
as
news.
Kasim
We've
put
all
it.
seen the outline.
I believe as Kasim called it his dick bread, which I love. Just a nice loaf of dick in that bag.
Would you say it was a big deal or a little deal? That happened.
He was no Nick Cannon.
Okay.
Have you seen Nick Cannon?
I have not.
It's trending on Twitter.
Is it a cannon?
It is quite the piece of artillery.
All right.
It's almost like, dude, you should not be hard at work.
Right.
Like, you're on your daily talk show.
Right.
And you are hard. It's...
Wait, explain what happened. So he got hard
Nick
at
Cannon
work?
standing in in a suit, like, all right, everyone. And it's like, people are posting these photos like, good Lord.
Oh, so
and
it's not like a dick pic.
It's like John Hamm.
Leaked.
It's like a John Hamm situation. No, it's not leaked. It's like, dude,
It's
you're,
just his
you're
pants
at work.
and his pleats.
He's wearing like a very form-fitting suit. And holy shit, man, he's packing. It was so big that I should do something nice for my wife. I was like, I get why flowers exist. That's why they're a thing.
Well, listen, if you're listening to this and you think that's hot, wait till you see the Hesby Street calendar, dude.
Get in there.
If you think it's just shirtless,
just you wait.
Boy, you're actually right. We didn't.
No, yeah.
We didn't go bottomless.
Although I am hard when I'm in the background in that one, looking at you shirtless.
Oh yeah. Yep. Okay.
Next, we got to do a weight loss challenge every year. And do a new calendar.
Every month, I think.
Well, yeah, for our own health every month. But I mean, the calendar punishment every year.
Yeah.
But we got to work a woman into this challenge.
Topless? Yeah. We'll sell more calendars.
The man show. You just turn into the man show.
Yeah. That is interesting because I was trying to think. I was talking with someone about they were like, "Are you embarrassed about being shirtless?" And I was like, "Not really. It's a little uncomfortable." But I was trying to what is it? Is it comparable to a woman being in a bikini calendar, or is that even more? If you were, what's the equivalent for a woman?
It's interesting. I think there are cultural conditions there because I mean I've been to beaches in Europe,
right,
and I've seen firsthand the one girl wearing a top, getting pointed at and laughed at by all the other women, the women at the beach. Why are you being weird?
Wearing a top?
Oh, everyone's topless.
Right.
Yeah, and
we'll go by American standards then.
Okay,
continental United States. I don't know what Alaska. What's Alaska?
Oh, it's all topless at Alaska.
Is it topless?
Dude.
I thought it might be.
Rock hard. They're making igloo
honestly,
art.
They pay you $1,000 to go there, and everyone's topless. What are we doing?
Yeah, but the men got to go bottomless, which is I don't approve of.
I love it, but when you get to wear a towel like Donald Duck.
No, you don't.
No towel.
It's just
That's
in you.
a deal breaker.
They get to see the crevice where your penis used to be outside of your body.
I don't want the shrinkage revealed.
Oh, it's not even shrinkage
cold
at this point.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I am right about Alaska being always cold.
That's how they invented the igloo. Just make it look like our dick.
All pouch.
Yeah.
I thought you meant they made it in English so guys could be like, I gotta go somewhere. I need walls. Yeah, I think it would probably. I mean, it depends on the person, you know. It'd probably
because body image issues, I have them.
Oh,
absolutely, I have them.
Totally, I have them too.
I don't think I have them to the degree that women. I mean, it's different for women. Hot take from the cisgendered white male over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this episode's titled "It's Different for Women."
It's different out there for them women.
Yeah, well, because their brains are wired a different way.
No, I meant the social pressure. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're in an age where you see a lot of like people posting themselves.
I guess the question would be, say we had a female on the podcast. It's never happened, but let's say long ago we did or something.
Okay.
And we were making the calendar bet. Would you think it'd be fair
to say you got to do the same rules?
Obviously not.
Yeah, right.
But would you say they'd have? So what would Emily have had to do?
There's different language
for you to be like the bet.
Well, the history, I think,
equal punishment.
Right. It wouldn't be. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't think bathing suit would be it. Because that's not what we're going after. It's like it's got to be humiliating,
right?
But not like. Yeah, so I don't know what it would be.
Yeah,
I don't know why we're even talking about this. How we got here. But
yeah,
I was just.
No,
me and a friend were talking about it. I was like, I don't know what it would be.
Yeah,
I don't know how it would work.
There wouldn't be an equivalent there that I can think of. You know what we'd have to do, and it makes me sick to say it. We would have to ask a woman. But then we jeopardize the whole message of this pod.
We have to meet a woman. And that's so hard.
And then we got to go out and talk to people, and then the names thing all over again.
Oh, and then I forget their name, and then it's like I'm a problem.
And then I'm shouting at a woman. You have to write it on you. You have to write your name on you.
Henna at least 2 months. All right, ready to end it on a banger, dude?
I think so.
Favorite segment.
I think so.
Okay, what are you thinking?
Oh no, I'm actually not ready.
You're not ready.
No.
Okay, let's give it a minute. Do you want to take a lap in the
yeah,
pool?
I gotta do some cardio.
What's your go-to cardio?
Weeping.
Same. It's either weeping or tennis.
Yeah.
I can't. I go back and forth.
My cardio is vacuuming. I like a good vacuum run.
That's not cardio.
You sure it is?
No, you don't run. If you're running with the vacuum's not going to have time to vacuum everything.
No, I'm running in place. Like a guy waiting across the street.
Dude,
are you pro that?
What?
Running while you wait to cross the street? If you're on a run?
No. I don't like it.
I'd rather let my heart rate drop.
Yes. Dude, I was taking BART. I was in San Francisco yesterday.
Oh, I didn't watch. You sent me a video, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, sent it to the airport, and this woman was just jogging in place on BART for like 10 minutes.
No.
Right? She has her masks on. Old lady. Like, I'm talking in her 60s.
Uh-huh.
And she's just jogging in place. And there was a bike, they have the bike, and I was like, oh, maybe she's on a bike ride, and she's just like gunned the balls to the wall. And then after a few stops, it wasn't her bike. Someone took the bike. So I'm like, all right, so she's just running in place. I don't know everything. And she looks completely normal. And then after another 5 minutes of just running in place on BART, she took her mask off to have a conversation with herself.
No ear things involved.
No ear things involved. It was a very intense discussion.
No.
And I was like, oh, you're not as...
It could be a chip thing. Was she wearing running clothes?
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Because at first, I'm hearing this story, picturing a responsible woman in running clothes going, she's probably getting every step that this BART is traveling.
That's what I thought. Like, she got...
Like Nike's going to hit her
challenge.
up and be like, are you okay?
She's got to win the car at work, if she gets the most steps. And I thought the same thing. And she wasn't dressed in running clothes, but she wasn't dressed like homeless. She was in like... kind of what you'd wear if you knew you're going to be walking around SF a lot.
Yeah.
Just like a normal shirt and shorts.
Yeah.
And
which
like
is
walking shoes.
Dangerously close to dress like homeless.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think, and then but it was just like I'm watching her and I'm just like I'm feeling lazy.
Right.
I'm like, man, she's really like motivating me to work harder.
Yeah, right.
And then she sat down and just like flipped a switch into, a little either something going on there, and I'm like, oh.
What was the convo?
It wasn't like cohesive. And then I put I had my headphones in, so I took them off to kind of be like, oh, it's like that, and I put it back in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was intense. But the funniest,
what a good person you are.
The funniest.
I would just be sitting across Bart, looking over you, and you go to yourself, "Oh, it's like that."
Oh, it's one of those. I got it. The funniest thing to me was she was wearing a mask, but she took it off to have a conversation with herself. But then later, she ended up moving, was sitting closer to me, and then had her mask on, and then took it off to talk to someone on the... It's just funny to me when people take their mask off to talk.
Yeah.
It's like, well, now you're using your mouth more.
Right, and this is where the air's really getting out of there.
Now you're spitting a little bit. Right. Any final thoughts? Joe, you got any final thoughts? What are you doing over there?
Oh, yeah, we have a new director this episode, so send your complaints to him.
Yeah.
He is a white male, unfortunately.
He's got a notepad. Go, let's read the notes.
You want to read the notes? There you go.
Oh, wait, read them.
Joe, our producer director's got notes.
We should read them on the Patreon.
Oh, we'll read them on the Patreon.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Nice tease.
I like that. Yeah.
That's how we get you over there.
Yeah.
So if you want to find out about Torio's gig from hell.
and Joe McAdan's notes.
Yeah. And by the way, Joe reached out to us. We are still awaiting the resume of a marginalized person director.
You mean we want to have a diversity hire?
Exactly.
Is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we don't use that word.
No, because that's not okay anymore.
Yeah. We just want someone that I guess can't get a job because of who they are.
Yes, we want someone
is unwell, I think.
Yes.
And also,
honestly, the lady on Bart could be the perfect hire.
What if she was just speaking notes to herself that whole time for the pod?
Just like, they're so close. They've almost found their voice.
She's like, chewing the fat isn't a concept. It's a stepping stone.